All right, you all. As you can see, we are back on the couches. That means that we've got some guests that we're going to bring to you. So if you want to hear from some single ladies on what this dating environment is like, and if they think marriage is still worth it, stay tuned. We will be right back. What's up, Safehouse family?
What's up, Safehouse? We back.
We on the couch.
And it's a different couch.
And it's a different couch. We're in a different environment. We're switching up a little bit.
We were usually downstairs, today we upstairs. We're moving on up.
That can mean a lot of things.
It could.
It could.
It could. I'm just saying, we're moving on up, sir. Our new couch.
Our new couch, right?
Yes.
The new furniture.
Yes.
Yep.
And we got guests.
We got guests today.
Our new furniture.
Right. You know, we told you the last episode we'd have all the single ladies on here.
We did say that.
We
and
did.
It's true.
Right.
We got them.
We got them all here.
Yes.
So we have with us today 3 single, beautiful Christian women of God.
Yes.
Who want to talk to us about this subject we have been on. Is marriage still worth it in 2026? So without further ado, let's get into some introductions. So to my left, starting here, we have Miss Tahana.
Hey,
All right. And then we have Dominique.
In the middle.
In the middle.
Hey, y'all.
And we also have Tamika.
Hello.
All right, ladies, how y'all feeling today?
Good.
All right, well, thank you for coming to the Safe
We
House.
definitely appreciate it.
Of
Yes,
course.
we
Thank
definitely
you for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
Being transparent with the world about what it's like out here in these streets.
Ooh, the
That's right.
streets.
So you ready to get started?
Let's get started.
Well,
Let's
we're going to
started.
get started with the first question. Like I said, our series is about is marriage still worth it? So as single women, do you feel like marriage is still worth the pursuit? Anybody can go first. We're going to ask all 3 of y'all.
I think it depends on what season the person may or may not be in. Like, if you would have asked me that question 2 years ago, I would have told you absolutely not, just because of the narrative that's around marriage. But as I get older, now I believe that marriage may be worth it. So.
What is the narrative? What was the narrative 2 years ago around marriage?
Yeah, you got to unpack
social
that.
media will make you think that there's a strong chance that marriage won't work. Right?
Okay.
You see more disasters, more, infidelity, more he took my money, more he did this, he did that, she did this. Especially if you have children that are involved, right? Say you're a single mom, you get married to someone who does or does not have kids. That kind of doesn't work out, right? Because now it's a person having to choose between their spouse and their children. So that can end in disaster. So the narrative around marriage hasn't been a success from what I've seen. But I guess it depends on who you surround yourself with. So now that I'm surrounding myself with other people, marriage seems to be worth it, right? There's longevity, there's commitment to the day I die. But again, the narrative has changed for me from now versus 2 years ago.
Okay.
So.
All right.
I like that answer. Yeah.
I'll say yes. I do think marriage is still worth it because I really think it's just up to you. I've seen good marriages, I've seen bad marriages, I've seen it both, like on both ends. I really think it's up to the people. Like it's up to me, you got to do the work because it's not going to always be peaches and rainbows. It's just not, that's not realistic. But you're going to have some challenges regardless. It's just, are you going to be willing to do the work and to actually like to stay married? And then I also believe, because if we supposed to be saved and, and Christians, we know God honors marriage at the end of the day. And if that's something that you want and you desire, then yeah, why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it be worth it? Might as well give it a try. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. And you can't let the outside world, because like she said, social media definitely will make you feel like, oh, you're going to be lonely forever. Oh, it's not going to work out. Oh, this happens. Oh, that happens. Okay, but it's people that have great marriages too. You got both. I just feel like you gotta, I don't know, it's just up to you. It's your decision at the end of the day. That's now how I look at it. Because I always had people in my ear all the time. I'm like, well, I've seen both, and I'm not going to let nobody else deter my thinking because of where they at in their life. That's you,
Yeah.
me. You know, that's just me though. So,
But can we get a date first? Like,
hello, can we get a date? Can we get a call back?
Right.
is marriage worth it? Is dating worth it? Can
We're going to get to those
We're going
questions.
to get to that. We're gonna get to that.
we? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tahana.
Now, Tahana, your situation is a little unique,
Yes.
right?
It's
So
very-
I don't want to hang all your business out there. I'll leave that up to you. But at one point, marriage was worth it, right? Because
Absolutely.
and so you're in a different state now. So describe that for us.
Yeah. So I am the polar opposite of Mika, and she's in the middle for a reason, and I am on the completely different side. I have always thought that marriage was worth it, and I think that Mika has a point she has a point in saying that it depends on what you've been around or what you allow your environment. I have grown up with successful marriages my entire life. So that's really what I've seen. And even in the dysfunctional marriages, both of them were dysfunctional together. So I still saw marriages that lasted. They're still lasting. My parents will be married 44 years this year.
Oh,
My
wow.
grandparents,
Yes.
same thing until my grandmother passed away. And on both sides, even on my dad's side, his older sister is still married. And that's 40 plus years. His older brother is still married. So I think for me, because my environment has been slightly different from, let's say, the average person, I have always thought that marriage was worth it. And I still think that it is. I mean, the dating scene is a little interesting, now. But I believe that it's still worth it.
Yeah.
So in saying that, then the desire to want to be married is still there, correct? So do you feel like like Andre said, you're Christians. So do you feel like you feel the pressure to get married, being a Christian, or do you feel like church people are saying, hey, when you getting married? Or do you feel like society just kind of looks at women like you should be married?
Of course.
All three.
Especially
Yeah,
given we're in
all
our
three.
30s.
All three.
Like, it's
All
like,
three.
All three.
What are you
All
doing? It's
three.
like
All
so
three.
it's a combination of all three: church, societal, and family and friends. So it's just like, well, hey, time's ticking. What are you doing?
Ticking. What you doing?
So there's definitely, for sure.
So how is it that you don't cave into that? I mean, what do you do that you don't give in to these different levels of pressure?
Stand my ground. I mean, it's what can we. My thing is, what can we do about it? You know what I'm saying? You put yourselves out there, you're dating to get married, you're going through these trials with different people to see who is the best fit for you. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I think that if we allowed the pressure to get to us, a lot of people will end up in marriages out of simple necessity. You know what I'm saying? I need to do this because this is what is expected of me. So if we was to give in to that pressure, I think that there would be a higher divorce rate than anything. So I think it's okay that we're kind of still in between single. Some of us are single, some of us are in relationships. But to stand your ground on the pressures that family, friends, and society put on you is what I do.
Yeah, I think ultimately, as Christian women, we should be following God first.
Right.
So if you're truly doing that, then when you put God first, you're having real conversations with God, a real relationship with God, and you're not worried about what's going on around you.
Yeah.
You're not worried about what social media is saying. You're not worried about the expectations that people place on you.
Yeah.
So if you focus on what's real, which is your relationship with Christ, then you don't really have to worry about all of the stigmas. I mean, we hear things all the time. I know as a widow, especially, it'll be 15 years in April.
Wow.
So a lot of people that I have met, they're like, well, why aren't you married yet? Like, you seem like this and that. And I'm like, well, I'm just waiting on God. Like, I pray about whoever I'm dating. And if I feel like God is like, or the Holy Spirit is like, then I have to move on. And there was a time where I didn't because I really wanted to be married again. And that was me listening to all these different things.
Yeah.
And then my relationship changed and it grew when it came to Christ. And so when it started growing, then I was like, well, you know what? I can silence some of that noise and really do what I'm supposed to be doing, which is, hey, I'm in this single season for a reason. So then I took the time to really grow and develop myself. So I've been pouring into myself and really trying to make changes because I could have damaged somebody's son, you know,
Okay.
10
Yeah.
years ago. Yeah, I mean, it's a thing. It really is.
But what happens when like your loneliness gets louder than God's voice? Like what would, say for example, a person has been single for years, right? And it's like, okay, all right, well, Miss Tahana said just focus on me, focus on God. But what happens when that lonely voice gets louder than the voice of God? And like you said, I think that I just answered my own questions. We'll end up damaging somebody, right?
That's it.
Like
That's it.
you
We've
know,
all
you'll
been
end
there.
up hurting people. And I think that people don't think that women can hurt men too. Like we can do
can
some damage.
damage
Yeah, we can do
people.
some damage to men. And I don't think it's always the reverse, right? Men hurting women, but it's some reckless. Yeah.
I'm like really glad that you guys brought that up because I never really would have thought about that. You know, like you said, in terms of like, why are you waiting? Because like you said, you feel like if you desire marriage, then it's something that you're pursuing. But then, like you said, it's me stepping back and recognizing, like you said, you were in a season, you know, you didn't want to, you would have hurt somebody. And even for you to say that, it's like you said, that because that takes a different level of maturity to recognize that I can be damaging to somebody else. So I just think that's a really powerful thing to say, you know, and to be able to take ownership and accountability, even for us as women, to say that, because like you said, the narrative is usually men hurt women,
Right.
but to be able to say that we recognize that we can do the same thing, I just think that's just really powerful.
Am I allowed to throw a curveball question?
yeah,
That wasn't part of the prep.
Absolutely.
So, do you think there is a difference between preparing to be married versus preparing to be a wife or preparing to be a husband?
Mm.
I didn't plan to play Stump the Chump. I didn't. I saw y'all
That's a good
heads turn to the
question.
side on that.
He was like,
Yeah.
yes.
I would say yes.
Okay.
I think so. Just off the top of my head, I can give an example of preparing to be married would be compromising, right? Like, how do I compromise and put myself to the side for my husband or my family? Preparing to be a wife, I think that is a little more focused on my character as a woman and what I'm bringing to the relationship. So I may need to focus on, I'm mouthy, right? So
I didn't say it.
I'm sorry.
I agree.
Yeah.
I love
You
it.
agree?
Woo,
I
okay.
love it.
The pot
Self-reflection
calling
and
the kettle
acceptance.
black.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
The pot
You know,
called.
I'm aware.
All right.
No, but you know, so I think that when you're preparing to become a wife, you really do have to self-examine. You have to look at yourself and really try to figure out, what do I need to maybe adjust, or where do I need to grow, so that I am a woman of God that's coming into this relationship and really focusing on not being selfish, and being caring and gentle and all the things. And then bringing that woman to the marriage.
Right.
And
Yeah.
saying, okay, how do we compromise? How do we work together? How do we?
That makes
So
sense.
maybe there's just like levels to it. That's just kind of how I'm thinking of it. I don't know.
No,
So
that
do
makes
you
sense.
simultaneously prepare to be a wife and to be married at the same time, or do you work on that characteristic building of being a wife and then?
I think it depends on the purpose. Honestly, you know, Mika, she's trying to run it, ain't she?
I know.
I'm sorry. She coming up
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tamika podcast. No, we like it. We love it. No, roll with it.
I think that it depends on the person. If you can focus on multiple things at once, then yes. I mean, I work on compromising at my job. How many times are we putting ourselves not on the back burner, but putting your selfish feelings to the side for the team or for the group, right? How many times do we have to do that? And then also I'm working on my character, because I may want to say something out of pocket in the team's meeting.
But you know what the biggest thing I struggle with is I manage people for a living and I bring that into relationships, and that's not.
Yeah, you have to shut that
I have to.
off.
That's what I'm working
No
on.
controlling.
You gotta.
I
being
should be
controlling.
dating somebody, and then as soon as they do something I don't like, I put them on a 60-day calibration
She
period.
sure
Like, you
do.
have 60 days.
She
to
sure
get-
Put 'em on a
do. I be
performance
like,
improvement plan.
I kind of put people
You
on
have a
tips.
performance
I do.
improvement
You give them
plan,
an
right?
annual review,
Yeah,
and then
so
you
it's
know,
very hard
I
for me to
agree.
kind of come away
Give
from
them
But I
that.
think what's very interesting about what you're saying is because you said like the self-reflection thing. And so like you said is when we talk about whether or not marriage is still worth it, like you said, those, to be able to have that moment of self-reflection
Yeah.
because all of who you are today, because like you said, you guys are in your 30s. And so there's already this part of you that's like, okay, I'm already independent. I'm already doing all of these things. I've developed myself in certain areas. And so I think it's a little bit of both. Like you said, when you're, preparing for marriage and preparing to be a wife, I think to me, it's all the same thing
Yeah.
because you have to be able to consider like, this is who I'm going to be in marriage. We
Yeah.
tell people that all the time. You aren't going to automatically change who you are just because you're getting married. So
Yeah.
all of
Yeah.
that stuff you're going to carry into. And
Right.
so like you said, it's in your singleness that you have to be able to now reshape in some parts of yourself who you are,
Yeah.
especially if you have a
Yeah.
desire to be married.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
like you said, as Christian women, our governance is the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are just certain rules that, certain things that we have to do as wives. And if we're holding that up, then you have to be able to say, oh, well, I can't really put my husband on a pip.
I can't do it.
Because he might find that disrespectful. And wives have to respect their
So I'm
husbands,
learning as men.
So you have to figure out like,
Yeah.
okay, like you said, what about, am I shaping my personality to be a
Yeah.
wife based on what the Bible says?
Well, y'all, we got these single ladies here, so eligible brothers out there, be prepared to be put on a performance improvement plan.
I've never heard that before.
90-day corrective
So,
action.
That's like,
For some of us.
Yeah, I just be like, I'm sorry, what was that?
Right.
Oh, you didn't manage that well. Let me go ahead and but I give them tips and tricks of how to improve,
Coach them.
I do. I coach and develop,
And so what's funny is because, like you said, just listening to that, it's like I'm sure, like I said, they're probably. So what if somebody did that to you?
He needs that.
How would you still think that marriage was still worth it with this person if that person was doing that to you?
I wouldn't mind. I know, contrary to belief, I wouldn't mind it because I like when you tell me what I did wrong and ways to improve it, right?
Yeah.
So I like that form of it, but not like the formality of a coaching and sitting
Right.
down But I like when someone can tell me, hey, Tamika, I didn't like the way you responded. This is how I prefer you to respond. Now, don't give me 60 days to improve. Now, I can see that portion, right? But like to sit me down and say, hey, this is what I need. This is where we're going. This is what we need to do to get there. I wouldn't mind that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think that the church does a good job affirming single women?
Absolutely not.
No.
Mm-mm.
When
No.
was the last time you were affirmed as a woman by the church?
I don't know.
Mm.
So, why do you think that is?
It's
Singles ministry don't work?
wasn't
What's
no. No.
When they call it out on Sunday, all my singles.
I don't, as long as I've been in the church, I have never really seen people pour into the singles the way I think that they should. I feel like there should be a community for young ladies or women of our age who are surrounded by women that are married, that have been married and given us wisdom and knowledge, and that just doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it does us an injustice because you're on a pulpit telling us that we're supposed to get married, but you're not telling us how to get there.
Yeah. That's
So
good.
I think it does us a huge injustice because you don't want us to learn it from the world, but you don't give us a platform to learn it in the church. So how are we learning to be wives? We're going to look at our surroundings and we're going to look at what we read or see about. So I think that the church has done single women and men a huge injustice
Yeah.
because just like we need to learn how to be wives, they need to learn how to be husbands. and we haven't received that. You know, we just got wait to marriage and
Yeah, no, that's
pay your
that's really
tax and all.
powerful.
So
I feel
yeah.
like we guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I agree with Mika. I mean, I would say it for married couples and the singles ministry.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I've been to some churches where they have like good marriage ministries, but I mean, it's 50-50. You may
Mhm.
not get that. In the singles ministry, it's even worse. And what is frustrating for me is some churches, not all, Lord have mercy, but some churches,
Mhm.
they'll say, well, when you're in your singleness, this is when you can do all these things. So they put you in 5,000 ministries
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
and they burn you out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating because it's like, well, I mean, as singles, we get tired too. And now you're dealing with a lot of single parents.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
not
that's
just
a good
single
point,
mothers,
too.
but you
Yeah.
have single fathers. And so
Mhm.
even though we're not married, we have kids, we have lives, we have responsibilities,
Yeah.
we have all of these things. So I feel like, you know, how it was 40 years ago where the average single didn't have all of these responsibilities. Now, I mean, the family dynamic has changed significantly.
Shifted, yeah.
So yeah, I agree with Mika.
Not dumb.
You've been very quiet, Dominique, on this whole
Yes.
subject.
Mm.
And that your face tells me something here. So you got a perspective?
Mm-mm. Nope. Nope.
What you know what, Dominique? What I would ask, I mean, I want you to answer this only because you don't have children. So, from someone that doesn't have children, how do you feel? Do
Yeah.
you feel like people single you out because you don't have kids?
Mm.
Okay, answer that.
Come on. Probably, yeah, a little bit, you know, because I don't got no kids. You know, they say I got all the time in the world, but I don't. I am very busy. I am so busy. I'm tired, but you know, I guess because I don't got kids, you know, I don't really got nothing else better to do for the most part, you know. And like she said, they do try to put you in 5 million things and try to burn you out. And for me, it's you know, I'm not gonna say it's worse, but you know, I'm a part of the first family, so
That's what I was going to ask
It's
too.
tough.
It's like when
It's-
you're a part of the first family, what is that? What's that extra pressure?
Yeah.
you exactly with me being a part of the first family.
Yeah, you supposed to be married about 7
You know,
years
baby,
ago.
I was supposed to been married from what I was.
Your
I
marriage
was,
is supposed to be arranged,
I was
actually,
supposed to
right?
be- yeah.
Yeah.
was. No,
Yeah,
You
yeah.
turn away
seriously.
the arranged marriage?
Yes.
No, literally,
That's
it
how
was
it
supposed to
is.
have been arranged. I've heard so many times, Dominic, you could have been married.
At
And my
this
uncle
point,
always let me
arrange
know
it.
I could have been married a long time ago. I
Yeah.
probably could have been married, but
The
No.
expectations are tough.
it's just the expectations are tough now. More and more I get asked about when you having kids, when you gonna have a baby, when we gonna get a baby out of you. I be like, can I get the man first?
Well,
Like, what a man
I'm
at?
guilty because I'm, you know.
Yeah, you one of them.
praise the
Yeah.
Lord.
She one
It's
of them.
okay. It's
That's the
just,
sick
you
part.
know.
She one of them, but
So we talked about you when you said arranged. Do you feel like you said, if you're, like I said, even in your circle of friends, if you're not dating somebody, that they're trying to arrange something for you because they
know,
want to see you get married?
you know, well, I think that too, and I believe they mean well. Like I have on both end. I got a lot of friends that are married, got a lot of friends that are not married too. I've always hated the idea of being arranged or set up. I've always hated that. It drives me nuts. Cause slightly it makes me feel like charity. I be like, I don't need you to do that. Like, I get it, but I be like, stop. It drives me insane. And I know it comes with the territory. And it just does. And I be trying not to be that way. I be like, oh my God. And then don't let me not like the person that you picked. Because it happens and has happened all the time. And if I just say no, it's a problem. I can't just say no. I
Wait
be like,
until,
Wait
wait
no.
until
been
she's
working.
almost 40
How
and
you
she's
gon-
still not married.
Yeah.
I feel like your view shifts.
Mhm.
I would love
Hello?
to be matched with someone.
Hello?
I
What'd you say?
mean,
You-
an arranged
But
marriage is
I would love
fantastic.
it.
I know, but
I
no,
because
but
my
no,
way
hasn't
okay,
been
but here's the
working,
thing.
so
No,
arrange
but here's the
it.
thing.
Yes.
Here's the thing as far as with me, and you know, probably not gonna understand. And people that have tried to possibly set me up or this person or that person, and I always refer and remind them, I be like, well, you know, you like what your person looks like, and looks are not everything. We know that.
But they something.
But they're a thing.
They're a thing.
it.
And for me, I'm not lying. Probably since when I used to go to Valor, it always happened. I'm like, why do y'all always try to hook me
out
up
to
with a
Valor.
Butterface looking person?
You know,
I
hush.
don't know what the butterface is.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say they were Butterface.
Honestly, at
No.
this point,
If you have a butterface, please do not apply.
Right.
Please don't. But no, I'm just saying, or I be like, or like the lowest of the low, I be like, is that what you think of me? Like,
But they self together.
And
They have it together. They're
They don't always
providers.
within
They
be within
treat
together.
you well. They just don't look
always.
aesthetically
They
pleasing.
always
But
don't
I like what
within
you
look
said.
it together. But you know what? They have who they want and they're happy. They're okay. But if I say no, it's an issue.
I
You're
like what
entitled
you
to
said,
say
though.
no, for sure.
I don't think I am entitled to say no because if I say no, it is a problem.
No,
and
you're
it
always
drives me
entitled to
insane.
say no. But what
Yeah.
I like what you said though, they mean well. And
They
so
mean
once
well,
again,
but-
we have the church meaning well, we have our friends meaning well, we
Yeah.
have our family meaning well.
Yeah.
And so once again, so in all of that, like I said, it's good that does that ever become like a turnoff to want to get married? Like you said, because you have all of this?
It's not even that. No, it don't really become a turn off because I mean I've tried both. I've done it. I've talked to people who people suggested or whatever, vice versa. I've talked to folks that I probably haven't found aesthetically pleasing and not to be mean. They tried to treat me like I was the ugly one, and I was like, oh okay, that's what we doing. I said, oh okay.
I just
Or they just didn't turn out, they just didn't keep their word on what they said. And I have liked some people, like I said, who probably wouldn't have never been my first pick. And they just definitely turned around and just switched it up on me. I'd be like, okay, so
Yeah.
I've done both. That's why I don't be wanting to hear it sometimes.
Mhm.
Sometimes I don't want to hear it. Like,
Mhm.
I've tried to be more open-minded now. I do. But sometimes I just be like, you get who you like. You can like stop talking to me.
I get it.
Sometimes I do, and sometimes I also feel like with other people as well. I do feel like, at least with me, that people try to, because of whatever they got going on, they try to project that on me,
Mhm.
and I be like, I'm not like that's not like how I think. Like I do still want these things, and that's okay. And I do feel like sometimes because they be miserable, misery love company.
Okay.
Why do I got to be miserable with you? Like,
Well,
no.
Okay.
Like, and that happens a lot, at least with me. I don't know about these two, but it happens with me a lot. I be like, oh my God.
No, because I'm still a hopeless romantic at the
And
end of the day.
I am a
Yeah.
hopeless romantic at the end of the day, but I be like, geez, like,
Yeah, nobody can make me
I be
feel
like, you
like
such a Betty
they do.
Buzzkill.
They want you to be all
I be
evil.
like, you such a Betty
Men
Buzzkill.
are evil.
That's
Yeah.
not me. I'm never gonna say that.
Yeah.
I be on both ends of the stick. I mean, I get both things. We got some trash women, got some trash men. You got
Yeah.
you do. We
Yeah.
do because we're human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It is what it is, but that's why I said from before, I refuse to let somebody change my mind and change my perspective
good.
on what I want. And because I want to be married, because I do desire these things. It used to happen so much, especially when I used to work at the University of Chicago. Oh my God. I'm like, y'all are so miserable. It's like sickening. Like straight up used to flat out tell me, you want that fairy tale, da-da-da. It just ain't gonna happen. Excuse my language. Your
That
nigga just
sucks
gonna
that
cheat on
you
you.
were
He just go, I be like, dang,
around
you
that.
Betty Buzzkill.
Yeah.
But I love what you're saying though,
I'm like,
because
Jesus,
because
dang, you
sometimes
angry.
when we think about, like you said, when we talk about the narrative of marriage, and like you said, and having that desire to want to be married,
Mhm.
sometimes we do have a fairy tale idea of it,
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think when we talk about marriage, we always talk about marriage like, listen, marriage is not for the weak.
Yeah, it's hard
Right.
work.
It's
Yeah.
hard work.
war, as my mama
it's-
say.
You got it. You're gonna be in the trenches, and it's forever.
It is.
Forever.
Unless
Yeah.
God does something different. It's meant to be. You're meant to find your forever person.
Mhm.
So even in what you're saying, it's like you said, you got to find a good circle, because if
Yep.
you don't have a good circle of people,
Mhm.
then you could start to think that, you know what, maybe marriage isn't worth
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
Especially if you're trying to break down whatever I think my idea of marriage is.
Mhm.
Because once again, like you said, singleness is different for everybody.
Yeah.
Marriage is different
For
For
everybody.
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 Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and so you get to make the best marriage that you can. You know,
Mhm.
that's the thing. I think, you know, we tell people when they're getting ready to get married, you're building something together. So my
Mhm.
building is going to look different
Then your
from
building.
somebody else's building.
Yeah,
Mhm.
You
for
know, so
sure.
just
Yeah.
because yours isn't working, you know, maybe you just have to go back and look at the foundation on which you
Yeah.
built it on.
Yeah.
You know, but don't knock how I'm thinking about marriage
Mhm.
Yeah.
because I'm thinking about building it differently. And after talking to you, I'm definitely gonna build it
For
Definitely.
a little bit
sure.
different.
My
Okay.
version of
So you
that.
can learn
Okay.
something from people like that too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so from that perspective, be like, okay, well,
Mhm.
I know now what not to do.
Right.
You
Mhm.
know,
Hello.
because like you said, when you're single, you got all these voices.
It's
Yeah.
so
Like you
many
said, and everything
voices.
is trying to shape you. And so, like you said, you have to. So, the other question I want to ask is, like I said, because you have so many voices, how do you? And you kind of hit on this before, Tahana. How do you really discern, especially when you're dating? You know,
Mhm.
because you're dating because you're hoping that okay, this will lead to marriage. So, how do you discern? You know, besides I really like him, but how do you discern like, oh, God is like, that's not the one? How do you discern that?
I don't get a chance to discern. He ain't it.
Oh, wow.
I don't. The one person I decided to pray about is the one person that I'm actively. Yeah.
So what you're
Dating?
saying is you make the decision, and then once you think that this person is a viable candidate, then that's when you go
I pray
and
about
then you
it.
pray about it. Got
Yeah.
it.
And I've only gotten the release to go forward with one person. Out of
Gotcha.
the men that I've dated, I've only gotten the release to literally go forth with one person. Everybody else was just like, he ain't it. And the more that I tried to date what was not for me, took me further away from God.
Gotcha.
So
That is a clear indication right there.
hello,
Yeah.
you okay? You
Mhm.
don't want to go here. So I prayed about it, and I'm praying about it.
Mhm.
And I've only gotten a release. Doing that, I've only gotten a release to actually continue to date one person.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So my pastor, he always talks about you kind of know where you should be within 90 days. Like that is his thing, the 90-day
Okay.
thing.
Mhm.
I pray about people after the first date. So I'll give
Mhm.
you a chance. We'll go on a date. But I am a firm believer that chemistry does not mean much.
And
Hello.
don't
Like it
nothing.
is a
That's good.
small portion of your relationship because you can fall in and out of love. Your love has to evolve over years. I mean, I have just seen so much with marriages. And I mean, who I am today is probably not who I'm going to be in 5 years.
Right.
That's true.
And then
Absolutely.
in 10 years.
Mhm.
And then in 15. So we have to continuously evolve, which means that the relationship has to evolve. So chemistry it's great. But
Yeah.
that's not the end all be all.
Mhm.
So we can vibe out like, you know, on the first date and then, you know, I need more substance.
Mhm.
I need to know what your character is like. I need to know if we get into this situation financially, how will you respond? How will you react? How do you parent? Just all the things. So ultimately, I'm praying about it. After that first date,
Yeah.
I'm like, God, now
Yeah.
I'm excited. The chemistry is great. But like, what do I do? And usually people don't make it past 30 days.
Mhm.
Wow.
I see something or there's something where God is like,
Yeah.
you might not need to move forward.
Mhm.
And 100% of the time, the Holy Spirit has been correct.
Correct.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, very similar to Mika. You really have to pray about
Yeah.
because there's so many. I feel like there's so many wolves in sheep's clothing.
Yes.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
honestly, if I'm being honest, I could have been that person. I am good at making people feel great.
Hello.
I'm good at
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah.
that is a part of my character, but that
Yes.
doesn't mean that I'm the best person for
For
you.
you.
I am
Yeah.
not.
That's real talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
That's
to
real
tell
talk
somebody
right there.
that one day, I'm
Yeah.
not for you, baby. I'm not. I know I didn't made you feel good, but go ahead on, baby. Go find you your wife, because I'm not. You have to tell the truth.
Yeah.
On that note,
Tell all the
We're-
secrets.
we're gonna end this episode.
Yeah.
But we're gonna come back because I still have a couple of more questions I want to be able to ask.
So thank you all for,
Thank you for-
sharing this first
Yes.
time with us in the Safe House. It was very informative for me. All right. And as you can see, I got in like 2 words in this whole conversation. But it's all right, because it's really about exploring, is marriage still worth it? And getting this perspective,
Yes.
one, for young men out there, kind of understanding what's on the minds of these young ladies today. It kind of gives you an idea of what you need to be thinking about as you approach them. Think about dating, think about long-term relationships. Are you preparing yourself to be a husband? I like what Tahana said about, getting ready to compromise versus preparing myself to be, that other role in a relationship. So it's a lot to think about.
It is. And I also like, too, when they talked about, like I said, I'm not for you. Because
Yeah.
I think even men feel that way, too. Like you said, men can get into a relationship, but then they know that, wait a minute, I'm not for you. And so like you said, it's both. Yeah, we have these ladies on the couch with us, but it's really, like you said, I think it's really for both, for the male and the female to really kind of look at this episode and be able to come away with, man, what does that look like in my pursuit of still wanting to be married.
Right? Well, that's it. We're going to put a pin in it. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so you can get notified when we publish content on this topic. We're going to have another breakdown of this. The ladies aren't leaving yet, so we're going to do a little bit more discussion, and we're going to have part 2 to dig a little bit deeper into this topic of, is marriage still worth it? And what it's like out here in these streets.
According to them, it's a little rough.
It's a little rough out
little
here.
rocky out there in these streets.
It's
a famine.
It's pee in a dating pool. Let me just tell you.
Well, all right, Safe House, we love you. We love you. We love you. And as we always say at the end of every episode, peace.